What's up, Trainiacs? In today's weekly Triathlon News Day Tuesday, Tim Don makes the comeback of the triathlon year. Alistair Brownlee basically trots his way into another win at the half Ironman distance, and a hometown hero is made at the Ironman African Championships. What's up, triathletes? Thank you for tuning in to today's weekly Triathlon News Day Tuesday, where we cover all of the triathlon isms from around the triathlon world. And then at the end, we get into a story from the Trainiac community. Stick around for it. It is everyone's favorite part. And special announcement, right at the end of the video, we will be announcing a giveaway then. So I think the biggest story from this week coming out of triathlon is Ironman distance world record holder Tim Don making a comeback just 6 months after his nearly life-ending crash in Kona that caused him to be screwed into a halo device since that time. He made his comeback at the Boston Marathon running 2:49:42, and his comeback and journey over the last bunch of months is going to be released in a documentary by On Running, one of Tim's sponsors, called Man Wearing a Halo, something like that. Anyway, it looks really cool, and like all things on this channel, if there is a YouTube video that you can go and see, it will be in the description below. So congratulations to Tim. The winners of the Boston Marathon were two very interesting candidates that you wouldn't necessarily have expected. From Japan, Yuki Kawauchi won in 2:15:58. He was just added to the elite team recently, and he had to make a comeback in the last few miles. At one point, I saw he was in the neighborhood of about a minute and a half down, and he won fairly handily. On the women's side, Linden won and became the first female American to win the Boston Marathon in 33 years, winning in 2:39:58. Interesting story about that is that her husband is one half of Linden and True, which is the new coffee company that has just been started up by our pal Sarah True's husband, Ben True. And their Linden and True cool hats got some serious TV time at the Boston Marathon. In racing, Alistair Brownlee won half Ironman Liuzhou, and second place, very interestingly, was Craig Alexander. Now, why this is so interesting is because Craig Alexander is 15 years older than Alistair Brownlee. He's even got some of the salt and peppers going on in his hair, and in the week leading up to the race, he said that his goal for the race was to not be embarrassed by Alistair and to be just 4 minutes behind him at that seasoned, nicely age that Crowie is at is very impressive. However, there's something to be kind of looked at there because Alistair's run was only the 4th fastest run, and looking at the field in just about any half Ironman that Alistair is in, I'd say that he is hands down one of the fastest runners in half Ironman distance. So was he just running it in, enjoying himself, taking it easy, nursing the injuries that he talked about at the Commonwealth Games? Don't know. The women's side of the race was won by Agnieszka Jerzyk, who won just a few weeks ago at half Ironman Taiwan, and she clocked a time of 4:19:13. On fire. And the Ironman African Regional Championships was won on the weekend by hometown hero Kyle Buckingham, winning his second full Ironman distance event in his career in a flat time of 8:13. Very impressive run that he put in after getting off the bike over 8 minutes back from the leader coming into T2, Cameron Wurf. On the women's side, Lucy Charles solidified her position as likely the dominant force coming up in female Ironman distance racing, winning that event by over 7 minutes. And it was a great field. Second place was Susie Cheatham, third place was Lindsay Corbin, and she did not seem to be challenged at all out there on the course, winning wire to wire in the swim, the bike, and the run. She didn't see anyone. She basically raced this race by herself. Now, on to everyone's favorite part of Triathlon News Day Tuesday, a story from the Trainiac community. Today's story comes from Ben. Hi Taren, my name is Ben. I live in Brisbane, Australia. Starting in 2018, I weighed 101 kilograms, 222 pounds. And at 41 years old, my body felt older than it should feel at this age. My wife Michelle is a runner, and in December of 2017, I went to watch her first sprint distance triathlon, and it looked like a lot of fun. Right then I decided that I would do the Tempta, see Try distance, at the next Kingscliff Triathlon this past March, just last month. So I started training, and oh boy was I in for a rude awakening. My first swim, I had to stop at the end of each lap in just a 25-meter pool. My first ride was 10 kilometers, which took me 28 minutes, and I was exhausted. And I literally couldn't run around the block. But I kept pushing, swimming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, riding Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and I kept running to a minimum until my body could handle it. Not quite 3 months later, and I can now swim non-stop for 300 meters, and most swim sessions are a total of 1,200 meters. I even did a 1.8 kilometer open water swim. My rides are up to 40 kilometers, and I also now do runs off the bike of about 2 kilometers after almost every ride, and I've lowered my 5K PB to 28:36. I completed my first triathlon in March in 45:49, which, totally surprising me, placed me first in my age group for the Tempta distance. I had such a good time, and I'm so excited to complete my first real triathlon that I've already signed up for a full sprint distance later this year. I still have a long way to go to get to my goal weight, but I'm loving the journey so far. I've realized that you don't have to be in a body that you don't feel comfortable in. You really don't. You can really change it, and it's totally achievable. Before I started, I thought to myself, I just can't picture me coming home after a long day at work and going for a ride. But you know what? Once you actually start, it's fine. You can do it, and I actually now look forward to it. Thank you sincerely, Ben and Michelle. Thank you very much for your story, Ben. I think that this, like all the Trainiac stories, it's very important to share and help motivate each other, because stories like Ben's about the first ride and the first swim being absolutely awful are exactly what a lot of us go through. I went through it, but he kept pushing and got to his goal, and now is going to go on to the next goal. So good on you, Ben, and good luck in the next triathlon. Now, let's get into a wee little giveaway here. These are shades from a company called SunGod, where you can select the frame, you can select the little emblem, you can select the lenses. They've got probably what I think are the nicest fitting for my little melon running shades. They're nice and polarized, and for just $110, they're a pretty decent bang for your buck. So SunGod said, hey, we'd like to get in front of all your Trainiacs. And I'm like, well, you gotta do something for those Trainiacs. We're gonna give away $300 worth of shades by going to win.sungod.co/triathlon Taren, entering the giveaway there. You can win yourself one of several pairs of SunGod shades. What do you think? Oh, and bonus, these work with face recognition on the iPhone 10. Look at this. Locked, unlocked. It's a family show. There you go, everyone. Thank you for watching this week's edition of Triathlon Newsday Tuesday. If you aren't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. Check out links to the giveaway and any videos associated with Triathlon Newsday Tuesday in the description. And if you want your Trainiac story featured here, email me at Taren@triathlontaren.com. See you tomorrow and next week for next week's Newsday Tuesday.